There's a quiet power in believing in the good. This isn't about blind optimism or naive cheerfulness, but rather a confident assurance that no matter how difficult today may be, better days are possible. In a small town nestled in the American Midwest, a man named Jacob Miller lived. His journey from despair to light would become a story told by many to their children, friends, and neighbors. This story is not a fantasy. It's a real, raw, and emotional journey that illustrates what happens when one man chooses to view life through the lens of gratitude and positivity. It is a tale of ordinary moments, extraordinary change, and the unstoppable power of the human spirit. Jacob Miller wasn't always a believer in good things. Just 5 years ago, he woke up on a mattress on the floor of a rundown apartment. The paint on the walls was peeling, the fridge was mostly empty, and he had just lost his job at the automotive factory after 18 years of loyal service. His wife, Lauren, tried to stay strong, but with 2 kids and mounting bills, even her unshakable spirit began to wear thin. Jacob would sit in the dark after everyone went to sleep, quietly blaming the world for everything that had gone wrong. He felt as if life were punishing him, and he saw every sunrise as just another reminder of what he lacked. Then came the night that changed everything. Jacob sat in the backyard under a cold sky, watching the stars and wondering if life was even worth the fight anymore. His neighbor, a retired teacher named Mr. Thompson, had noticed him sitting there in silence many nights. That night, Mr. Thompson walked over, placed a folded piece of paper on the patio table, and said, "Read this first thing in the morning. Every morning. Don't ask questions, just do it." Jacob didn't say much. He simply nodded and tucked the paper into his pocket. The next morning, Jacob unfolded the note he had found. It read, "Today is a gift. You are alive. You have a choice. Choose to find something good, even if it's small. The world reflects what you send into it. Think good. Do good. Speak good. See what happens." Something about the simplicity of those words struck him. He didn't suddenly become a ball of sunshine, but he began to make an effort. That morning, he made breakfast for his kids without a word of complaint. He smiled at his wife and told her she was doing a great job. When he went for a walk, he looked up at the sky instead of down at the sidewalk. The changes were small, but they were real. Each morning, Jacob read that note. Over time, he began writing his own messages below it, such as "You didn't give up yesterday. That means you can handle today. Help someone today, even if it's just with a smile. Your thoughts shape your world. Choose wisely." Within a month, Jacob began volunteering at a local food pantry. He didn't do it because he had a lot to give, but because he needed to feel useful. That single decision reconnected him to the community, and through that network, he learned about a job opening at a local mechanic shop. He applied for the position, not expecting to get it, but he did. That job didn't just pay the bills, it reignited his belief that his life wasn't over. Slowly, the apartment was fixed up, the fridge stayed full, the light returned to Lauren's eyes, and the kids stopped hearing arguments and started seeing hugs. Years passed, but Jacob never stopped reading his morning note. It became a daily ritual. Eventually, he wrote a small book titled "The First 5 Minutes: How Morning Thoughts Shape Your Day." He self-published it, never expecting it to reach beyond his town. However, something surprising happened. People connected with it, not because it was profound, but because it was real. The book spread across counties and then states. Interviews followed, and Jacob was invited to speak at schools, shelters, and even corporate events. He never spoke like a guru. He spoke like a man who had once sat in the dark and chose to open the curtains. His central message remained the same. Start your day with the belief that something good can happen, and your mind will start looking for proof. Life follows thought. Jacob's story is filled with hundreds of small moments. For instance, there was the day he found a $20 bill and decided to buy flowers for Lauren instead of gas. Or the time he offered a ride to a teenager who had missed the bus, and that teenager later became his apprentice at the shop. These weren't grand gestures, but they were full of intention. Over time, that intention shaped his life. He began each day not by asking what the world could do for him, but rather what he could bring to the world. He didn't deny the existence of bad days. He acknowledged them but refused to dwell in them. People often asked him how he stayed so positive. He would respond, "It's a decision, not a personality trait. I decided to see the good. That's it." On his 68th birthday, Jacob sat down to write a letter to his grandson Tyler, who had just turned 14 and was struggling in school. Jacob had noticed the sadness behind his eyes and the frustration he felt. The letter read, "Dear Tyler, life isn't always easy, and sometimes it feels like the world is against you. I know that feeling. But I want you to remember this: the world is not against you. It's just waiting for you to decide how you want to show up. Every morning you wake up, you have a chance to see the good, to be kind, to smile, and to take one step forward. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant good ones and water them every morning with belief. One day, you'll look back and realize that your garden grew not because the soil was perfect, but because you kept planting. Love, Grandpa." Tyler framed that letter and read it every morning. Jacob Miller passed away peacefully at the age of 82. At his funeral, hundreds of people gathered, many holding copies of his book or worn-out morning notes they had copied from his teachings. His legacy wasn't built on wealth, fame, or inventions. It was built on a simple truth: how you start your morning can change your entire life. If you're reading this, take a deep breath. Look outside. Find one thing to be grateful for, and then speak something good into existence: a compliment, a hope, or a belief. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, read this again. Today is a gift. You are alive. You have a choice. Choose to find something good, even if it's small. The world reflects what you send into it. Think good. Do good. Speak good. See what happens. Good things don't just happen to those who wait. They happen to those who believe they can. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.